Good day, everyone. Our story for this week is about Beauty and the Beast. It is one of my favorite fairy tales. Now, a fairy tale are stories about magical and imaginary things and beings and lands. Now, sit back and listen carefully to the story. Our story is set in a beautiful home in a small town in France. Once upon a time, there was a rich merchant who had three daughters. His youngest daughter was very beautiful and very kind. He called her Beauty. The two older sisters were jealous of Beauty. One day, the merchant told his daughters some bad news. All of our ships have been lost at sea. Now we have no money. We must move to a small cottage in the country. But the two older daughters were very angry. They wanted fine clothes and jewels and a big house to live in. But Beauty did not complain. Weeks went by. Then the merchant heard that one of his ships had reached the port safely, and he would be rich again. What can I bring back for you? The merchant asked his daughters. I want some jewels, said the eldest daughter. I want some fine clothes, said the other. All that I want is a rose, said Beauty. But when the merchant arrived at the port, he found that his ship had been sold and there was no money left. Sadly, he began to make his way home. That night was dark and stormy, and the merchant's horse tumbled along in the icy wind. He knew he would have to find shelter soon. At last, he saw light shining through the trees. It came from a magnificent castle. The stable door was open for his horse, and every room in the castle was warm and bright. The merchant called out, but no one came. It was very strange. The merchant ate hungrily from the food on the table. Then he lay down to sleep. In the morning, he found that his clothes were clean and dry once more. I wish I could thank the owner of the castle for his kindness, he said to himself. As he rode his horse out of the castle grounds, the merchant picked a rose from the bush. Suddenly, there was a loud roar, and the most ugly beast the merchant had ever seen appeared before him. The merchant was terrified. So this is how you repay me for saving your life? Snarled the beast. The rose is for my youngest daughter, pleaded the merchant. Bring me one of your daughters here to live with me, said the beast, or you shall die within 3 months. When he arrived home, the merchant wept as he told his daughter all that had happened. Do not worry, father, said Beauty. I will go and live with the beast. Her two older sisters were glad to hear Beauty's words. It is all your fault, they said. It was you who wanted a rose. The merchant was very troubled as he rode with Beauty to the castle. As they drew near, the beast appeared with a dreadful roar. The sight of the ugly beast horrified Beauty, but she said goodbye to her father as bravely as she could. Beauty was tired after the long ride. She was glad to lie down and sleep, and while she slept, she dreamt that her goodness would be rewarded. The next morning, Beauty was surprised to find a room with her name on the door. Inside, she found many books and musical instruments. The beast is very kind, "He can't mean to harm me," she said. That evening, as she ate her meal, there was a loud roaring sound, and the Beast appeared. "Do you think that I am ugly?" he asked. "Yes, I do," replied Beauty, trembling. "I did not tell a lie, but you are very kind to me." "I will leave you to have your meal," said the Beast. "But I must ask you one more thing." "Will you marry me, Beauty?" "I could never marry you," said Beauty. Every evening the Beast came to watch Beauty ate her meal, and he always asked her the same question. "Beauty, will you marry me?" Beauty was no longer afraid of him, and she enjoyed listening to him talk, but she could not say yes to his questions. One day, news came that Beauty's father was ill. "Please, Beast," she begged, "let me go back to my house to see my father. If you do not return, I shall die," said the Beast. "I promise," said Beauty. "I will return in 1 week." "Wear this ring," said the Beast. "When you are ready to come back, take it off, and you will find yourself at the castle." When Beauty reached home, her father was overjoyed to see her, but her sisters were very jealous of her fine clothes. 2 weeks after she had left the Beast, Beauty had a terrible dream. She dreamt that the Beast had killed himself because she had not returned as she had promised. Beauty pulled off her ring. In an instant, she was back at the castle. But where was the Beast? Beauty searched every room before she saw him lying ill in the garden. "Dear, dear Beast," she cried, "don't die. I love you. I want to marry you." All at once, the castle was filled with bright lights, and a handsome prince stood beside her. "Where is the Beast?" cried Beauty. "I am the Beast," said the prince. "Beauty, you have saved me. A cruel spell kept me in the shape of a beast until you promised to be my wife." The prince and Beauty were married and lived happily ever after. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoyed our story. Bye.